Alright, what it do? What it do? Still with the cash shot like a lamb, big boss, hard boss dog. Can't poke through the door. Here to talk this boxing fucking about soliloquy. Remember, tough times don't last. Good people do the enough self. Caught him in the hotline. Remember, you mad. A peak game, metaphors on what's one. Alright. So, we clutched up, you know what we're talking about. Floyd Mayweather cooks Roy Jones Jr. Let's discuss it. I mean, I wasn't gonna talk about it because these are two legends, bro, in the sport of boxing. You know, Floyd doing what he did in the sport of boxing and what he continues to do in the sport of boxing. Roy Jones Jr. doing what he did in the sport of boxing, continues to do in the sport of boxing. You know, it bothered me to see these men, you know, kind of going at each other. But Roy has been kind of throwing little subliminal shots at Floyd, bro. You know, each time he do an interview, he kind of like talk down on Floyd. You know what I'm saying? And Floyd don't really be saying nothing back, but I guess Floyd, this was his response, which I'm not gonna lie is petty. So Floyd sat on his couch and watched all of Roy Jones Jr. knockout losses. It was petty, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. It was best. I was laughing, right? And Floyd, he do stuff. Floyd do stuff like on purpose, bro. Like, you know, and it's like you can't be poking the bear. You can't mess with a dude like Floyd like that, cause he get real petty. I mean, analyze it. The man sitting in his mansion with the big screen TV, watching you. Right, and he got his back turned. He not even saying nothing. He just got his back turned. So that's more disrespect. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't understand, you know, the need for, you know, these two guys to go at each other like that. You know what I'm saying? But Roy has been doing like little subliminal jabs at Floyd. You know, Roy Jones Jr., we gonna keep it 1,000. Roy Jones Jr. back in the day was untouchable. Right? But then he didn't know when to hang it up. After he took his loss to Tarver, he just kept fighting, and that kind of hurt his legacy a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It was like he was in love with the limelight. And the difference between Floyd is Floyd knew like when to get out the game. You know? So although Roy is a legend, right? Floyd is a legend. You know, you can't really say too much about Floyd in boxing because he retired undefeated. You know what I mean? He retired undefeated. He fought, you know, the highest gates. He beat the most champions. He is the most accurate boxer in boxing history as far as just like accurate punches, like, you know, punches landed, things like that. He's a great fighter, bro. And Floyd, that fighter that I told y'all like back when, like, we gonna appreciate him when he gone. You know what I mean? It's like when he was active, people couldn't stand him, but now people starting to see like that boy's cold, bro. Like you can't not anything he's done in his career. He's done the highest gates in boxing history. You know what I mean? It's just like you can't, you know, the first boxer to do a crossover fight, and it was a maker fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm talking about the Conor McGregor, and I think the second one was the Jake Paul fight, like, not Jake Paul, Logan Paul. So it's just like, Floyd was ahead of the curve on a lot of things. He set a lot of trends. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why you starting to see like people, when Floyd fought with Conor McGregor, people talked bad about him, bro. They talked horrible about him. They was like, this is ridiculous. Why would you do this? This is not gonna do nothing. And then boom. You know what I mean? He did one of the highest gates with Conor McGregor. You know what I mean? it was just, how can you hate on that, bro? I get it, like, you cannot like a man personally, but you gotta respect a man, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Like, that's what it is. You gotta respect how great a guy is in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. You know, Roy may not like Floyd Mayweather personally, but you can't knock what this man has done in boxing. You know what I mean? Even like after boxing, look what he created with Mayweather Promotions, right? And Gervonta Tank Davis. You know what I mean? Gervonta Tank Davis is arguably the biggest star in boxing right now, right? You look at Richardson Hitchens. Now, granted, he's not a big star, but Floyd has an eye for talent. A lot of these guys he discovered. You know what I mean? He like, oh, this dude can fight. Let me work with him. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, he hasn't found that other star as of yet, but he will. You know, I think Kermit Moulton will get up there. I think that the little this another dude. I forgot his name. He's I think he's Dominican, but he's from like East Coast somewhere. That little short dude that built like kind of brolic. He be knocking boys out. I forgot his name too. He cool with Kermit Moulton. He's actually shorter than Kermit Moulton. But so Floyd got a good eye for talent. You know what I mean? I think, you know, Floyd will be able to, you know, get another star. You know what I mean? But he's done like wonders. The dude get paid like $1 million a month. He's made smart investments in the ring, outside the ring. He just winning all around, you know? Now, Roy Jones Jr., you know, may be winning spiritually. You know what I mean? Because Roy Jones Jr. is a believer. You know what I'm saying? But I think that, you know, Roy, man, he just got to stop poking the bear, bro. You know what I mean? He kind of asked for this because Floyd don't really bother nobody. Like, he kind of be doing his own thing until you come, like, mess with him. Now, you know, Floyd may get jealous of some people. You know, he has done some messed up stuff to Gervonta Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Gervonta had a fight, and he scheduled his fight on the same day as Gervonta Tank Davis. You know what I mean? And Tank kind of got, you know, upset about that. Like, bro, how you going to do that? You know? So, and it's other stuff, but, you know, that's personal stuff. You know what I'm saying? But overall, like, Roy, you know, I don't think you in the right here. I think you're in the wrong. You need to leave that man alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, leave Floyd alone, bro. You know what I mean? That's the wrong person to be playing with, bro. You can go talk about Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins. You can talk about them, you know. But when it come down to Floyd, it's like, man, in my opinion, that ain't the one you want to be trying to mess with, man. You know what I'm talking about? But y'all let me know what y'all think. Let's go.